The English language, the only language I speak because I'm a stupid Englishman and I don't learn other people's languages because I'm very disrespectful and I don't know, I just know English. But what I do know is there is a word for every single word in the English language, or at least that's what this guy has to say. English has a word for everything by 107 Kicks. Let's get into the video.
From my experience, most people who learn English later in their lives say one of three things about the language. English is a language of simple grammar.
Yeah, English is stupid because we make there's a word for the English language, but it basically means we have like loads of things that shouldn't make sense that do make sense. Like there's a lot of words that just shouldn't exist because of our rules, but then they do. And also, I don't know.
English is full of exceptions, and they say English
That was the word I was looking for, exceptions.
has a word for everything. While the first two comments are full of interesting implications, today we'll focus on the third, and in my opinion, the most underrated idea. So why the f*** does English have so many more words than the other major languages? The short answer is, it doesn't. It's just unbelievably good at describing the situations that surround what are otherwise very common words.
What the fuck does that even mean? I'm gonna have to replay that. What?
It's just unbelievably good at describing the situations that surround what are otherwise very common words. For the sake of comparison,
What does that mean?
we'll use throughout this video 5 major world languages across multiple linguistic families and subfamilies: English, Italian and Spanish, Hindi, Chinese, and Arabic. Of those,
I was really confused then. I take it he's the guy in all of these. Okay. I was like, this guy, what? But right, okay, he's showing like his mates.
all 5 have between 200,000 and 300,000 different words, excluding obsolete and technical terms. They also are all estimated to have between 30,000 and 40,000 colloquial words in circulation, with the average...
What the fuck does colloquial mean? Colloquial, you know. Used in ordinary or familiar conversation, not formal or literary. Oh, everyday language, like, alright, mate. Right, okay, makes sense. So it is good at being vague. Cool.
with the average native speaker of each language being able to recognize around 40,000 words. These are averages, of course, and there is implied variation.
I'm way too retarded for this video. I'm not even going to bother looking at that. I don't know what it is.
Some very well-educated native
A Chinese succulent meal. A meal. Not funny? Okay.
English speakers
What the fuck is going on with this guy? He looks like Hopper.
can reach 70,000 passively recognized words, while toddlers and MMA promoters have both been known to reach 1,000 words. Now, a niche, nifty little rule called Zipf's law states that the frequency of a word's use is inversely proportional to its place in the comprehensive word count list of a language. That means if the most common word in a language is used at a certain frequency, the second most common will have 1/2 the frequency of the first. This pattern continues nicely to follow the curve f of I equals 1 over I. The important bit here is that even among people who can recognize 40,000 words in a language with hundreds of thousands, 50% of regular speech involves only 100 different words, and 80% involves 1,000. The point is that English doesn't have more words, it has more colloquial words across a broader spectrum of linguistic origins, and its linguistic history pushes speakers to use more of those very terms. The key lies in a linguistic phenomenon that quantifies the specificity.
Oh my god, he's just saying words for the fucking sake of it, and he's saying it in English, so he's kind of proving our fucking point. No, he legit said it's good at describing scenarios. Oh. Bro, he's talking about the English language, which is something I should know and understand. And he's just right, okay. I reckon there's a good chance I can't say half the words here. Lexical, colloquiations. So I take it this is just a colloquiation, this pi square. Phraseological? What? I left school, bro. I'm not trying to get fucking confused over bullshit.
Of the environment that words are used within. It's called lexical collocation, but nobody really cares about the name, and I'm only going to use it like 30 more times throughout the video.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Here's what it means. In this scene from Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy briefly
This is Elizabeth Swann from, oh, you can't see because my face cam. She's like one of my childhood crushes from Pirates of the Caribbean.
notices the book Elizabeth is holding.
And of course, she must improve her mind by extensive reading.
Does he watch the book, spot the book, glance at the book, or does he peer at the book?
All of them. Maybe not watch. I'd say probably these 3. He like looked at it suddenly.
You most likely said that he glances at it, which is defined as to take a brief or hurried look.
Yeah.
The word implies that the person glancing is only looking for a short time.
Yeah.
But then, in this scene from Batman Begins, does the criminal glance at Batman?
Well, no, because he was already looking for him in that situation. So he didn't glance. He was spotting. He spotted him because he was already looking. So when you spot something, it's because you're already looking. Like, if we're all like looking for like, if we're playing it right. Okay, I'm going to explain this in layman's simple man terms. We're playing a game of I Spy, all right, chat. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Something beginning with P, right? Pringles, okay? If you're all looking, okay, and you find the Pringles, you don't say, I glanced the Pringles. I glanced at the Pringles. You say, I spotted the Pringles, because you were already looking for it. Glanced is like, all of a sudden, you thought you did it. Yeah?
Most people will intuitively tell you no, because the criminal wasn't the one who looked away. Batman exited his field of view. As such, what he did was glimpse the Batman, defined as a momentary or partial view.
He had a glimpse of Batman because he was looking. Okay, right, yeah.
This type of specificity in the niche used for each word extends across the whole language, and there are a plethora of examples.
Say, tell, inform. Okay, I ain't reading all that, little bro. Top knot. Yeah, we actually do have a lot of fucking words, don't we? Good. What's a funny word in there? Ample. I haven't used that in ages. Salubrious. Splendid. Yeah, we actually do have a lot of words.
Here's a good one. This is walking.
Yeah.
This is strolling.
They're both walking.
This is sauntering.
Never heard of sauntering. This guy's making up words.
Strutting.
Yes, all words are made up. Shut the fuck up. Strutting. That's not strutting. That's waving your arms about because you're Conor McGregor.
Striding.
Okay, striding.
Marching. Hobbling. Waddling.
Yeah.
Shuffling.
Yeah.
Trudging. This is hiking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wandering. Pacing.
Okay.
This is plodding. Trekking.
Yeah, I guess plodding along.
You understand. Yes, Drill Sergeant! Now, I want to be fully clear with my non-native Anglophone audience. These are not rare synonyms. They're all words that the majority of native English speakers know and will understand in their specific context without fail. It isn't necessarily that any other use of the word sounds wrong, but there is one use that intuitively sounds most right, because each word conjures up a specific image in the mind.
Peak, peer. I'd say that's more of a stare at the top than peer. I don't think I ever use peer. Peek I do. Like, peeking around the corner, bro.
I want to also be fully clear with my monolingual native Anglophone audience.
Oh my god, he's making up words.
This is an exceptionally rare quality among world languages. But why? Now, at this point, you're probably asking yourself why you haven't clicked off this video yet. Please allow me to make it even less interesting for you with some statistics and ancient linguistic history.
Cool.
But don't worry, here's a split screen. Among the top 10,000...
This guy knows. Oh, I love that soap. Do you reckon they actually make bread, the people that do those videos? Like the soap vids? I've always wondered, is it a cheeky little side hustle?
most commonly used words in English, about 40% are of Germanic origin, 40% of French origin, about 15% of Latin origin, and the rest are scattered across many languages. While this might give us one reason why there are so many synonyms,
Oh my god, look at that. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I just dropped the pink.
we need to dig deeper to find why they're so consistently localized. English's strict lexical collocations sit in the collective subconscious of speakers purely through repeated learned experience. It's almost as if each synonym is a piece of culture. And like any piece of culture, it's also a piece of history. The Germanic languages originated from the hypothetical reconstructed mother language Proto-Indo-European, which was spread throughout much of Eurasia by various Neolithic farming cultures. These peoples, called the Yamnaya by archaeologists, started migrating around 5,000 years ago from the steppes of what are now Ukraine, Russia, and Kazakhstan. Today, over half of the world's population speaks a language derived from these people, ranging from Spanish in Chile to Hindi in India. Proto-Germanic split off from this root language around 1,000 years.
How the fuck did this language get to Indian? I swear Indians don't use letters. I swear they just use like symbols and shit. Do Indians use the alphabet. Yeah, I swear this is their fucking alphabet. I ain't smart enough to watch this video, but I'm gonna keep watching it.
1,000 years after the initial Yamnaya migrations, somewhere in what is now
India was a British colony, mate. Yeah, but they didn't, their language, Indians' language didn't come from the British colony, you fucking twerp.
Denmark and northern Germany. The West Germanic branch, of which English is the major force, was fully
Gothic is a language. Any goth girl in my chat.
of which English is the major force, was fully defined by the 1st century BCE. Old Saxon, the direct predecessor of Old English, was the language the Romans
Keegan, you are not a goth girl, bro. Let's just get that straight.
Saxon, the direct predecessor of Old English, was the language the Romans encountered in their conquest of the British Isles.
They say no.
The region would continue to be dominated by the early Germanic English until arguably the most pivotal moment in the history of the language, William the Conqueror. In 1066,
Why are some of them wearing armor? Like, is this supposed to be depicting the middle of a battle? Like, why are some of them wearing armor and then some dons just wearing like dressing gowns and shit? Like, surely you'd all have armor on. Also, this horse's face is chopped. It's supposed to be symbolic, twat. Oh.
he led the Christian French kingdom of the Normans to conquer most of what is now southern England, bringing French to completely dominate government and aristocracy. While colloquial layman's speech was still mostly Germanic, centuries of institutionalized French seeped into the language of the region like the scent
Nah, it's alright, Takobo. You feel kind of bad. Don't even worry about it, you ugly piece of shit that no one fucking loves. I don't care about you. Go fuck a Pringles tube, you cretin.
seeped into the language of the region like the scent of the Parisian subway seeps into your clothes. At the same time, like all of the contemporary Western world, the medieval Christian church used its magical powers of public execution to keep academia almost entirely in Latin.
Oh. Wait, he's doing this in front of his mate. Would you not feel fucking awkward? I could not do. I could not do a voiceover in front of my mates.
By the time we get to 1300s Middle English, we can already begin to see a pattern of synonyms that exist broadly within the blossoming language and are deliberately
Am I supposed to be able to read that? Two. I can see two. I can see late. I can see holy goth. No, I don't think that's English.
kept in their specific contexts by lines drawn on the borders of culture and social class. Today, we speak an English that has maintained about 95% of the Shakespeare-era lexicon, and the archaic cultural patterns he absorbed from the Middle Ages are still evident. To further elucidate how these patterns are visible
Not relevant to the thing at all. Who's got a better hairline, chat? Oh my god, it's scarily similar, I thought. Have I got a worse hairline than William the Conqueror? Is mine better? Him. Oh, thanks. Oh, wait, no, I said better. Fuck you. Well, I think mine's better. Wait, me and William the Conqueror actually have some... We have a thin upper lip. Wait. Thin upper lip, thicker lower lip. Our nose hangs down. We have a lot of upper eyelid exposure, and our eyebrows are set like... And we have big foreheads. Oh my god, it's actually so similar. That's scary. Wait, what pose is he pulling? This one. And then he's looking at the camera. No, that's actually weird, bro. Why do I actually look similar? Maybe you're related to him. Well, guess what you're related to, Ewan? Fucking Gandhi, bro. So shut the fuck up.
To further elucidate how these patterns are visible in modern-day English, here's Chris.
Mic check, mic check. For the small fraction of Tiberio's viewers that are employed,
Whoa. Why are we going over job statistics then in this video? This is not what I fucking signed up for. By the gods.
there are words with different etymological
Jack. Oh my god, I was going to say she's hot. What am I doing?
backgrounds to describe what they do. In colloquial discussion, especially for lower skilled roles, we mostly use the Germanic.
Such a
Especially for lower
funny
skilled roles,
he's like going home, getting stoned, putting his fries in. Trump's there like, where's my 15 Diet Cokes? Damn. Capitalism, eh? Socialism. I'm joking. I don't care. I'm not getting involved in that conversation.
mostly use the Germanic term working. This extends to other
Why are we talking about... This is pissing me off now. I might have to stop watching the vid.
everyday forms of toil, like working out or yard work. When the government or institutions refer to their occupation, or when it's discussed in a broader economic context, the job is French-derived labor, and the person doing the job is the French-derived employee. If the work involves more complex science-associated elements like machinery or computers, the worker is the Latin-derived operator. Through the niche uses of our words, we subconsciously make
Oh my god. These farts are starting to feel wet in my pants and like warm. Oh my god, that stings.
Through the niche uses of our words, we subconsciously make judgments on the quality and context of an event. If I tell you I went out to eat, it was likely a casual and low-cost meal. If I was to say I dined, you probably imagine an upscale establishment. The word ingest is instead
I've never said I've gone and dined, although I don't think I've ever been eaten at a posh enough establishment to actually say that, so I'm going to shut up.
the word ingest is instead exclusively reserved for medical and scientific contexts. And if I describe to you what I ingested, I'm most likely referring to a poisoning of some sort. Back to Tiberia.
What's good? It's me again. So, we can see how English inherited specific uses for words and how culture affected
He is using these words as an example for easier understandability. Still don't understand.
their specific niches. But the strength of the language as a concise descriptive tool goes deeper than just having words added to it. English also inherited a convenient word-forming tool from its original Germanic root that only adds to the strength of lexical collocation in the language. Compound words. All the Germanic languages exhibit the phenomenon of joining
What the fuck is a compound word? I guess he's about to tell me, but
two entire root words into an unambiguous single term. In English, it exists threefold. In noun form, like bedroom or handshake, or swamp or swamp ass. Adjective noun form,
swamp ass.
like blueprint or highway. And most interestingly, in verb particle form, like hangover or castaway.
Verb particle. What the fuck is particle? I get hanging away. I don't know.
Word compounding is not at all unique to the Germanic languages, by the way. Chinese actually uses it far more often, and if someone speaks to you in Turkish for 10 minutes, they've probably said about 15 total words. The difference lies in the consistency of English compound formation. In Chinese, the main root of the compound can come first or second and can be conjugated or unconjugated. It is thus up to the listener to interpret based on context. In Turkish, the compound words aren't exactly single words, they are
Some of these topics were in my 5th grade class. Alright, you lot were fucking smart in school. So was I. Maybe I just haven't withheld my fucking shit. Actually, 3rd grade, alright, you fucking doing too much now, you evilist.
In Turkish, the compound words aren't exactly single words, they are strings of several modified roots with conjugations functioning as prepositions.
Where the fuck do they breathe? America lila... America lilastremadiklamizadan. That's difficult, bro.
The respective subjectivity and complexity of the two languages are the main reason why they're considered among the most difficult major world languages to learn.
Holy fuck. They do not say that in one go, bum. Well, why were there no fucking spaces then, dickhead?
In English, the main root
Clip farm! No, not funny. I was clip farming with my mum. My mum actually knows how to clip farm now. She's actually clip farming earlier off cam. What cameras weren't even on? 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, 9?
always the second one, and always the unstressed syllable in the word. This makes it intuitive to understand what any compound word means the first time you hear it, and literally gives any two root words like 50 times the specificity in one term. We see these compounds forming and spreading quickly even today because as long as one knows both roots and the very basic structure where the second is the main, it is immediately a hyper-specific word. Words like doom scrolling and rage baiting exist in brain rot lingo.
Is brain rot actually going to become an official? I hope it doesn't. I hope it stays niche.
Brain rot being another compound. I mean, we're talking about words created and propagated.
I love this guy. Oh, I wish I had the ability to like make these videos. I just don't have the confidence. Also, I actually do use YouTube Shorts because there's not much Gooner content on there. 6, 7 word of the year, by the way, not a word.
By people who can barely read and write. They can even be fabricated with no real-world context and immediately understandable, like George Lucas's lightsaber or Tolkien's halfling. George Orwell invented 24 compound words just in his novel 1984. Most famously, doublespeak, thought crime, and unperson.
Never heard anyone say those because they make fucking no sense. A thought crime, crime in his head, an unperson, someone that's not like a person. You're an unperson. Shut up.
Whether it's the first time someone tells you they're starstruck upon meeting you, or whether that's
swamp ass.
whether that same person tells you you have swamp ass, you're probably going to understand. So we see the layers that make up how English came to be this way. You take 3 competing languages, Give them the ability to create specific words whenever they want. Compound that for 1,000 years, and you find yourself with a language that has a word for every damn thing you can come up with.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate how people end YouTube. Like, I get it's an algorithm thing because it's like, you don't know the YouTube video is going to end, so therefore you don't click off it Shut up! Just go back to the old ways. Thought crime from what those words probably means of thinking of a crime. Yeah, no shit. Dickhead. First I was interested, then captivated, then engrossed, then enthralled, and finally positively bewitched, and then I subscribed. Having a word for everything you can come up with is called being a wordsmith. That's cold, actually.